Hello there, my mate Vince here, carrying on with the cash converters job lot that I'm working through. In this one we're looking at this Nintendo Switch, which doesn't seem to do anything. Doesn't seem to charge, doesn't seem to power on. Joy-Cons appear to be dead. So let's take it apart and see if we can see anything obvious on the inside. Right, now plugging in my little USB amp meter, it is drawing 0.46 amps, which is pretty high. But it doesn't make a difference when I go to turn it on or even hold it down. Not changing here at all. Also, it doesn't seem like any power is getting to like the Joy-Cons. They're completely dead as well. I think we need to take it apart and see what's happening. So this is missing here. There's no game card up here. There's no SD card here. Let's undo all the screws. Screws missing from here. Screws are intact here. So it may not have been apart before. So I need a little Y screwdriver, like a tri-wing one for these 4 back ones, and then the rest will just be Phillips or crosshead. Right, looking in the port here, I think it looks okay. I don't think it's a port issue. Also, when I swap it around, it doesn't make a difference either. So whether I go in that way or that way on the lead, it makes no difference. Weird, seems to be held here. There we go. Ooh. Right, so there's definitely some kind of liquid damage there, isn't there, around this area? Okay. So my switch killing days ended up in quite a few deaths of the old Switch, but then again I've had a few successes as well. Problem is it's so long in between fixes that I kind of lose any information that I gained. That's broken. Right, let's see now. That's there. Well, the little indicator here. The little indicator there is okay, so it hasn't been water damage to there. Right, let's see what voltage we have in the battery. Then we'll plug it in and we'll see if that voltage increases. .6. Let's plug it in. It's pretty low, isn't it? But it's not. I wonder would it turn on 3.6. It's a 3.7 volt battery, but it'll be about 4.2 when it's fully charged. So 4.6, and if I turn it this way round, it will still be 4.6. There we go. Let's see if it's any different here. 3.7. Unplug that. So it is recognising the charge. Ah, interestingly, no. Oh yeah, there. Oh, hold on. Yeah, there we go. So it is charging. Well, unless we take the board out and check for shorts around this chip here, and also the video type P chip thing on the other side. Tell you what we'll do. Let's just disconnect the battery. Let's check for shorts. So I'm on continuity. And let's zoom in and let's go around these caps here, around this charge chip.
Open your eyes everybody and have a good look around. Can you see anything that doesn't quite look right while I'm checking this charge chip?
Let's check the fuse here. Yeah. Well, I suppose it has to go through there because it's charging up the battery, isn't it? having a little look around the place, see if I can see anything obvious. Oh, here we go. What's that? A little bit of corrosion there, wasn't there? Zoom in on that. Maybe I need to take the board out and see what's happening on the other side. Now, what have we got here? It is a bit corroded there. Look at all that stuff there. So, although these are not populated, I wonder does the signal still need to go through? So if you have a look here, they're not populated with filters, but look, it still travels through. Let's get a little bit of, well, I won't get any IPA yet. Let me just brush that off. Yeah, I wonder, is that going to be going through? You see here, it might have eaten through here. I think we need to take the board out because I can't see where that goes to. Maybe it's as simple as a bit of trace damage, possibly.
So let's undo the screws and the ribbon cable and let's get the board out, and that way then we can see where the trace goes to and hopefully be able to test from point A to point B, because right now where it disappears through the heat sink I can't actually see where the trace goes to, so I don't know if it's eaten through or not. I find it highly unlikely that this is going to cause the problem because it just looks like a little bit of corrosion sat on top, but at this moment in time it doesn't look right.
Well, before I take anything else out, I can actually see that trace now that was a bit corroded. So let's zoom in on it and make sure we still have the pathway going through. So again, meter into continuity, and
it's the perfect opportunity to shout out the sponsor of today's video, PCBWay. PCBWay is your one-stop solution for all things PCB fabrication and assembly. From rapid prototyping to full-scale production, PCBWay delivers top quality products. So whether you're a seasoned engineer or a hobbyist just starting out, PCBWay's user-friendly interface makes ordering your own custom PCBs very easy. And PCBWay do a variety of different services, including but not limited to assembling your PCBs, CNC machining, 3D printing, sheet metal fabrication, and injection moulding. So when you're ready to take your designs to the next level, look no further than PCBWay and bring your ideas to life. So a massive thank you to PCBWay for sponsoring the My Mate Vince channel. Now let's get back to the video. What a point to cut the video in. The suspense is unbearable. Will it end up spares like so many other switches that have come my way, or will it end up as a working switch? Oh, suspense.
we're going to be going here, and you can see the trace looks damaged here. So what's that? Second from the top, second from the top, so it should be going here. Interesting, it's not. You see that there? Where does that go to there? So they don't go. I wonder, are these in use or not? They're not going to there. Is this all ground? No. Do they go to here? Now, are these connected in the board more or not? Because you can see that this one's eaten through. Let's try the top one. Here to here. Yeah, so you can see that's there. But then the second one's not getting here. The third one is getting there. Now, is that going to make any difference? I don't want to spend ages soldering it if it's not that. I think we'll still take the board out, but we've definitely found one problem, potential problem. Obviously, if there was components here, then I would say that's it and I wouldn't go any further. It's just that there's no components here. That's not even getting to there. So that's been eaten through. Somewhere around here, I think. Hold on, it's coming back now. 1 second. Let's get that clean. Right, is that getting to there now? No. Ah, it's getting to here. Look, here. But not here.
Well, I'll tell you what we could quickly, just very, very, very quickly do. Let's get a little bit of wire and let's just solder from here to here, just temporarily, just to see if it's going to start working. If it is, brilliant. But I still think I need to take it apart anyway to have a look on the other side of the board. Right, I'm just using some enamelled wire. This stuff is 0.1 millimetre, so 1/10 of a millimetre, super small. I'm just going to burn off the end and try to get some solder on the cable. Also, I'm going to try to just solder up this here. I wonder, hold on, does it go any further than that? No. See, they might go to, you know, these pads here might go, it's a multi-layer board, isn't it? So they could go to somewhere else, an in-between layer. Right, let's burn up the wire a bit. Because it has an enamel coating on and it won't solder to that, you see. Right, that's one side burnt off. I don't know how long to do it yet. Let's just solder on that side first. Right, I'm just going to burn off roughly around here. Now I just got to make sure that that's not shorting to this other little pad here. There we go. So now, I don't care that it's not neat. Let me just get a bit of IPA, clean that up. Right, obviously if it works, I'll do it neater than that. Well, to be fair, it'd probably be okay. I'll just put a bit of solder mask on it. But let's just see now if we have continuity. I just want to check this one because I've managed to put a double solder here. I want to make sure that it's not shorting in between here and here. No, it's not. Okay, I'll be shorting here and here. No. No. Right, so top one. Yes, and now, well, it's just going to be going down the wire, isn't it? But I think that's connected to there. Let's pop the battery in. Let's see if it's going to behave any differently. Actually, I've got to do up all the cables again, haven't I? Right, I managed to get that connector, and I hate that screen connector. Still hate it all these years later. Right, I haven't got any speakers connected. Joy-Con's not connected, but I think the rest is enough to connect to get it to turn on, I think. Oh my word! Oh my word! Switch killer no more! Oh my word!
Vince, come on, unbelievable, a little bit of corrosion. Haven't got the touchscreen connected. Oh my word. Oh, come on. Feels like I haven't had these sort of fixes in years. These cache converter things for me have been an absolute winner. Yeah, look at that, 1.9. Oh, I can't tell you how, I don't know why I keep pressing that. I can't tell you how good that feels. Right now, let me inspect my work a little bit closer. So you see there's no components there, yeah? So you think, well, it doesn't really matter. But where it goes, on that like gold contact, it could be going through the board, just a fraction of a millimetre, and going off on another trace to feed something else. So obviously, just like the Cool Baby, if that trace is not intact, then one part cannot communicate with another part. So although there's no components on either side, you don't know where those pads are going to. So clearly those pads are going under in a layer of the board to somewhere else in the board. I didn't dream that would actually work. That's insane. Oh, I'm so happy with that. Right, okay. Let me turn it off. I suppose we should, I know I'm tempting fate now, I think we should take the board out just in case there is other, I'm just going to have to hold it down, just in case there is other corrosion on the other side of the board. What a result. I still can't believe that. It just feels like a kind of my mate Vince fix from like 3 years ago. I can't tell you how sort of hard I've been having the fixes since Christmas. It just hasn't been working for me, you know. And that's like a perfect YouTube type video. As long as there's not a million other things, or nothing goes wrong now, that there is perfect, because you find a problem and it's a real problem, yeah. It's not like, oh, the battery's low, you know. There's a real problem there, and it just gets fixed. So I don't know why I've been so unlucky since Christmas, but that's brilliant. So happy with that.
Ah, so good. Another thing which is so good is the My Mate Vince Massive. And the members this month are KipDigital.com, Kip Hakes, Max Rokotansky, Chris Seal, Felipe at MrKeebs.com, DJVG, Pixie, Anthony Dean, Bazza2, Russ Melanson, Gaspar Heller, Rickard Bergman, Soul Reaver 555, Shamsa Al Sawadi, Stuart Park, and Stephen from the Broken Past over on YouTube.
Right, let's have a look here. Good news is, doesn't look like there's any splats there. I'm going to have a good look over here, but that side looks really, really clean. So I suppose, let's have a look here. The damage was there. Ah, yeah, look here. Can you see this is where it sat? Look at that, it lines up with the damage. So something was spilt on this section here, which is, look, da-da-da-da-da-da, and this is where the repair was. See that tiny little trace that I've just done there? Yeah, and that lines up with where the spillage of coffee, Coca-Cola or something like that is. Brilliant. I feel confident now that that is a lasting, you know, it will be a lasting fix. I'm just going to have a real close look through here. No, I think it's all good. Brilliant. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up my work here with the IPA. Also, I'm going to clean up the port. The port's quite dusty as well. And I just need to give everything a real good scrub. So I'm going to clean up here again. Right, let's zoom in and have a proper look at the work. If I'd known it was this, I would have done a neater job to begin with, used a slightly longer wire and actually followed the trace. But it's going to be fine. So we are connected here. It goes up here, 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 and then we're not shorting. I've got to make sure I'm not shorting there. No, so that's fine, and it goes down to there. So I think originally there would have been some sort of filters here, or an option to have filters when they were designing it. Right, I'm going to put some UV solder mask all the way across here, and then yeah, I think it will be all right.
Okay, so I have my UV solder mask here and my UV light. Ta-da! Now it's going to take quite a while because I actually have quite a lot to do here. So, and for me this stuff takes a long time to dry. I know you can add heat and stuff like that. I never have a huge amount of success with this stuff unless I put it on really thin. It always seems to just kind of harden on the outside and it's still soft in the middle, which is irritating. But if I put it on super thin, then it does go on. It does go on and harden well. Right, I tapped a little bit more solder onto here. My thinking was just in case the top pad as well goes, so I know they're both linked, but just in case the top pad also goes through vias to somewhere else, I thought I'd put a little bit more on just to cover both of them. And by putting this on, I'm hoping if I do it a little bit thicker on these bits, it's going to stick it to the board as well. You see, like that. So then it's not going to vibrate loose. Okay, when that hardens, you can see it's not going to go anywhere. So I'm going to get the UV light on it. I'm going to have to keep moving it along. But you know what? Actually, it might just harden there the whole way across. I'll come back to it in about 15 or 20 minutes. So I've got it balanced nicely there. Hopefully then, that's going to get everything in one go. And after 15 or 20 minutes, it should be nice and hard. What I'm going to do in the meantime, which you don't need to see me do, is clean up this here and also clean up all of this horrible dust and dirt here. And I'll probably just put a wet wipe over the switch. And also the Joy-Cons. I will have to put a new rubber cap onto them. I might show you a little bit of that actually. That's about 5 minutes or so later, so that's not quite ready yet, but I've been cleaning up and I've got a nice bit of dirt off the switch, so it's going to definitely look a little bit better. Now I've looked through some of my spares and I do have one of these, so let's pop that back in. Wow, that really is. Why is that such a different colour? Whoa, hold on, let me have a look at my other switch. Are they supposed to be so different? Yeah, they are completely different. Never noticed that before. So that's that. Now I need to pop this onto here. So we need to take the cap off. Let's try to get this out of the way. There we go. Now I need to get that onto here. I haven't cleaned these up yet. And they're going to clean up lovely. Right, so this is never going to fit on here quite as well as it did to begin with, but I am going to help with that. I'm just going to put a dot of glue. So the middle sections there fit in no problem. Can you see there's like 4 female bits? Yeah, they're going to fit into these no problem. It's what happens is when you put it on, it goes all bumpy because these fingers don't go into the edge bits here. So I'm just going to get a tiny little bit of glue just on the middle bit. I'm just going to use Yoo-Hoo glue and that will give me time to put it back on before it goes rock hard. There you go. So you can see there's just a little bit in the middle there. And we need to put this on so it's, you can see these little notches need to be 12, 6, 3 and 3 and 9. But you will see that it won't lie in because all the fingers will be all over the place. Right, so that's on there now, but you can see, well, you might not be able to see, it's all bumpy. If you look around the edges here, it's all bumpy. So we're going to zoom right the way in. I'm only going to do a couple on camera. I need to do the rest through my eye loop, and I'm going to use the sharp tweezers, and I'm going to put each finger in individually. Right, now these are the holes where the fingers go, and if you have a real close look, you will hopefully see there's a finger just here. Yeah, that's the finger there. So we need to make sure that that finger goes into here, which is easier said than done. Is that in? There we go, that's in. So if you have a look here, when you put your tweezers in the hole, it's so hard because it keeps the camera doesn't focus. When I put I can feel it. So when I push that down, that's going to be located in the hole nicely. So that one's done. So now you have to put pressure on that one, and now you move on to the next one. You can see the fingers just here. So with this one, so this is the hole here. Let me just clean it out, it's very dirty. So get the finger. You've got to locate that in there. There you go, can you see it going in now? Yeah? So that's in there now, and then I need to work my way around. Now I'm going to do the rest through the eye loop because it's very hard to do in the camera. There we go, so that's what it looked like before, and now you can see it's on there, and I think it's pretty smooth. So if you compare that to that, I'm not sure if there's much difference there. It's not all knobbly. So that's all good. Right, let's have a look at this UV light now. Has it gone off? The UV mask, I mean. Now, let's see. Well, I can't see any indentations on it, so I think that's done. Look, that's hard. Result, excellent. Brilliant. There we go. So you can see now that is nicely protected. Brilliant. Right, I am going to put this all back together, and then we'll see if the Joy-Cons are charging, and let's see if it's still going to be working okay. I'm just going to whiz through that now. It's probably going to take me about 15-20 minutes to put back together. I'll do that off camera. Next time you see this will be just as I'm about to turn it on. Right, that's all the screws in and the ribbon cables back in, and that all went very smoothly. I just used the eye loop really, really close. It makes it a lot easier than trying to do it kind of through the camera, because you have a depth of field, while through the camera everything's very flat. So let's plug this back in. I should turn it on now to see if it's working. Yeah, let's do it just in case it's not. Result. Let's see if the touchscreen's working. Happy Days, Peppa Pig. Ah, must have been a young person's switch maybe. Okay. Well, I've just been testing it on Mario Kart. Game works fine. I've tested all the inputs, they work fine. There's no drift or anything on it. But what is happening is they're a little bit hit and miss with the old connecting here. So you can see it connects, but then it doesn't take much to disconnect. Yeah, in fact, there you go. You can see it's connected, but it's not connected, is it? It thinks it's loose, but it's connected. So I'm just going to clean in here and in here. This one is better, but this one can play up a little bit as well. Okay, apologies on this bit. I did some testing on the Switch. Right now, the microphone that I usually use is unplugged, hence the reason the volume's so down. So I'm just doing a little voiceover. Basically, I was playing some Mario Kart and the Switch is working well, apart from the Joy-Cons want to disconnect too easily. So I'm just demonstrating this bit here, that by wiggling them up and down a bit, they seem to come and go with the connection on the Switch. So even though they're still on, there seems to be a little bit of play there, where even without taking the Joy-Con off, the Switch thinks the Joy-Cons have become detached. So I'm just going to take them both off. I'm going to give them a clean with IPA on the actual Joy-Con
contacts and also the switch contacts. After that, I'm going to use something called Deoxit, my favourite stuff, on the contacts as well, and I'm going to repeatedly put the Joy-Cons on and off, and that way then the pins against the pins, the metal against the metal, should clean up any bit of oxidization that has come about over the years, and that way then hopefully the Joy-Cons will make a better contact. So I'm just doing that in this bit now.
Yay! Well, I don't want to tempt fate, but hopefully they should be working better than they did before.
Okay, it's a little while later now. I think the battery's gone up to about 58%. You can see it's docking okay, so let's end on a little bit of gameplay. So this is Mario Kart. There you go, so you can see it's working just fine. So I'm well happy with that. I've also connected to the internet as well. So what a result. I love fixes like that where there is something seriously wrong with it. It wasn't working at all, but it's down to something quite minor, but yet it's an enjoyable fix. So that trace had just been eaten through because something had got spilt up here and just sat on the board and just eaten through it. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that one there. Massive thanks to Zabir and his team at Cash Converters to let me know that this was faulty and for sale. So yeah, hopefully there will be more Cash Converters stuff in the future, but in this little mini series that I did, that's working, and the TV is working as well as it can be, unless a new laser was purchased. So yeah, really happy with that. If you enjoyed it, give it a massive thumbs up, and I'll see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching.
Bubblegum fights on the third floor. Comedy specials at 8. Fishing rod in the quiet field. The wood I caught wouldn't be big enough for you and I, and say I did great. And all of these moments, they add up to something that feels so big. And all that I'm left with's a dry throat. I lose my head when you call me up and ask if I'm